Distancing. Trace, thanks so much.
Sure.
And when BLM and some portions of the Democrat Party unveiled, defund, dismantle the police, all these slogans last week, and their goals seem pretty clear. Now, you have to admit, there isn't a lot of room for interpretation here, but from the media to activists to even one prominent freshman Dem, they can't seem to really grasp the entire meaning of it all.
Growing calls to defund or outright abolish police departments. Defunding meaning diverting some funds from police to other social programs.
They're really talking about adjusting and in many ways recommitting the funding toward things like community policing.
We need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department. We don't want your damn reforms. So when we dismantle it, we get rid of that cancer.
Rudy intro. Joining me now is Rudy Giuliani, former mayor of New York City. Rudy, now who should we believe here? And what do you think the real end goal is? They clearly realize that this was a political disaster of a decision to make by their activists, and they're trying to explain it all away now.
Well, now I think they're trying to make it a reduction in policing and moving that money over to, I'm surprised they haven't mentioned midnight basketball, things like that. The program, look, they try to do that. They were trying to do that when I was mayor, which is take money out of the budget of law enforcement and put it into very often the programs that are, done by their friends, their political supporters. Every once in a while, you even get a corrupt program thrown in there where the wife is on the payroll. I mean, see, these democratic cities, yes, have more crime than just about anywhere else. They're the only ones that really lit up because their mayors are out of control, and then a lot of them have a fair amount of corruption too. I'm not saying all, but when a political party's been in power that long, you know Lord Acton's statement, right?
Yeah, well, the head of the NYPD Union corrupts, of course. Well, the head of the NYPD Union, it's completely gone viral. He slammed the complete demonization of police and what it means. Watch.
We all read in the papers that in the black community, mothers are worried about their children getting home from school without being killed by a cop. What world are we living in? That doesn't happen. It does not happen. I am not Derek Chauvin. They are not him. Stop treating us like animals and thugs and start treating us with some respect.
Rudy, how much culpability does the American media have and complicity in smearing police officers across the country?
About a third. A third for the media, a third for the radical anarchist types, and a third for the regular Democrat politicians that go along with it. I mean, this has entered mainstream Democrat discussion now. I mean, when I was at the Democratic convention 4 years ago, Hillary wouldn't have police officers in uniform on the floor of the convention. She had excluded the Philadelphia Police Department because having a policeman around looks bad. That's pretty sick. I mean, that is a pretty sick comment on the status of law enforcement within the Democratic Party. They really have declared war on the police.
And Rudy, just as a personal note, when you see, and maybe you've seen it in person, but it's the plywood everywhere, just 15 seconds, plywood everywhere in New York. Just give us a couple lines, your reaction from the heart.
It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I mean, the city has gone over 20 years without that happening. I thought I had finished that. Dinkins had a couple of major riots. He had one of the worst riots in 26 years. I came into office. I had read everything I could, every report on it, determined not to have a riot. I had incidents that they tried to push to riots. We didn't get one. Bloomberg never had one. And we go back to a Democrat mayor, and here we have a riot again. And then in every other city that has riots, basically you have a Democratic mayor. I hope people can compute that and put it together and see how much the Democratic Party has ruined some of America's great cities and how they have completely double-crossed the minority community they depend on.
Rudy, thank you so much for being here tonight. Safety versus slogans, rhetoric versus results. Thanks so much.